Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Someone wrote in and wanted to know why I always say prayer is meditation or meditation is prayer. Because that's what it is to me. I have a very strong prayer life and meditation life, and I don't do guided visual meditation for myself. I do meditation that's called sitting in the power. Sitting in the power is a little different. It's kind of like where you empty your mind completely. You sit in total darkness. If a thought comes in, you just let it go. I'm so accustomed to doing it this way that thoughts don't come in for me. I just sit in black and total darkness. And for me, that's God energy. You know, I always, you've heard me say before that God is black, God is white, God is dark, God is light. And that's the way it is for me. So I feel the closest, the most connected to God and spirit when I sit in total darkness, when I see nothing but black. Because to me, black and darkness is God. And certainly when you go through difficulties in life, that's when God feels the strongest. At least that's the way it is to me. Prayer for me is meditation. You know, I will always pray before I do a reading or a gallery or any work that I do. I always begin with the Rosary or the Divine Mercy Chaplet, which comes from my Catholic roots, my Catholic connections. It's very repetitious. It's very meaningful for me, and it's something from my youth, so I do that. But I always pray before I do any reading, and then I will go into meditation for a few minutes just to center myself and see nothing. And of course I work with guides from the other side. You know, I just have a whole routine. I work with my energy center, my chakras. But for me, prayer and meditation are one and the same. Now for someone else, you know, prayer could be where they just want to talk openly, directly to God. That's prayerful. Or they can say prayers like the Our Father or the Hail Mary. If you're Catholic, you know, specific prayers, or whatever religion you are. You know, whatever prayer is to you, that's what it is to you. Some people, like I say, want to go directly to God and just converse with God, just like I'm talking to you right now. And I've done that all throughout my lifetime as well. But for me, prayer and meditation are one and the same. One and the same. You know, there's different ways to meditate, like I have shared with you before. Guided visual meditation, where somebody takes you on a journey. And I like working with the 5 clairs, which are your 5 senses, how we connect stronger to God and the world, to spirit. And that's, you know, clairvoyant to see, clairaudient to hear, clairsentient to feel, claircognizant, the all-knowing, clairgussion to taste and smell. You know, so when I do meditations, I do them online. I'm doing one tomorrow night, actually. I give a class on meditation. When I do meditation for groups, I always do guided visual, and I work with their clairs, so I try to open up their clairs and see which one for each person is their own gift and ability, because unless we do this, we really don't know sometimes what our own gifts and abilities are. So I'll put them on a beach, you know, and I'll have them, you know, walking on the sand, and they can feel the warm sand, and they can hear the rhythm of the waves, which is clairsentient and clairaudient to hear the waves, and you can taste and smell the salt air. That's your clairgussion. So I try to work with the clairs and open them up that way, you know. So that's certainly, to me, can be a form of prayer as well, because you're connecting to God and spirit. So for me, you know, I always say prayer and meditation are the same for me. For someone else who isn't involved in this work or doesn't really meditate as I do, or some of you do, then it's a little different. Prayer is prayer and meditation is something different. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. And as always, I leave you in God's love and light.